Hi Capricorn. Welcome to your Sun and Gemini reading. This will be a reading for the sign of Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, during the time that the Sun transits Gemini, okay? I just totally blanked. I've been sitting in your energy. I did a lot of pre-channeling. I was connecting with a very specific group of Capricorns, and this is who I believe the reading will be for. But the pre-channeling messages aren't always the same as the cards. I would just like to point that out in case someone needs to hear it. All right. The message is for you when it finds you. So just trust that when you come across this, it might be relevant for you in your life. All right. So I'm specifically channeling a group of Capricorns who, like I said, this will be a very specific message, but I just have to trust that it is for who needs to hear it. Okay, I'm channeling a group of Capricorns who are dealing with a cycle of addiction and recovery. Okay, so this is if you have gone through this process already, and I would say it's taken a few years, so you are already on the other side of that, and what I'm getting is that you're kind of ready to come out of this isolation type cocoon that you've been in. All right. So after the process of being in addiction and then going through some sort of healing after that, you've been healing for, I would say, a few years. I get 2 years, but it could be longer or shorter depending, but it's definitely, you're not fresh, at least for who this is. And if you are, I mean, I'm so proud of you. Welcome. It could just be that you need to hear this so that you can hear like what energy you might get to if you continue on this path, and like kudos to you. All right. It's not easy. So what I'm feeling for you is that, well, I'm very tired. Okay. I'm very tired. I was not tired before I began feeling into your energy. And what I sense in true Capricorn fashion is that you could be overdoing it with the healing and recovery. Specifically, some of you are exercising too much. So you're overdoing it with the exercise. I saw the 7 of Cups for you. I actually pulled it. It's gone. But I saw the 7 of Cups for you. And I saw that you're kind of, as I said, in true Capricorn fashion, you see all these different modalities of healing, recovery, exercise, training. I'm really getting for someone that this has to do with exercise and training. Like you're really working on your body, and it's a mental thing. It's a mental health thing. It's a recovery thing. But it does have to do with like healing the physical body after a period of addiction. Okay, but be sure not to replace that addiction, even if it is positive, because whoever I'm tapping into is very run down, very worn out. All right. I am seeing like a pair of sneakers. So yeah, just be careful with that. As you know, in general, you have a tendency to work so hard. So try working less hard. I know that's counterintuitive to many of you. I understand it's a stereotype, but it is very true that you were born into this energy to really pursue something, and so just make sure that you don't wear yourself out, because you could risk relapse, or you could risk just injuring yourself if that applies more appropriately. And so with all these options, you might be feeling overwhelmed. I do see you though feeling confident, and I get confident with a question mark. You're kind of like hesitant, but I hear that you're ready and you don't know why. So whatever you're about to step out to, it's like this this angel is here with you, this spirit guide, and it could actually be a literal coach, like some sort of life coach, fitness coach, recovery coach, one of those things. They're like with you, they have their hands on your back, and they're like, all right, you got this, champ. All right, you got this. So we're just checking in here. Yeah, so if that's not relevant to you, there might still be something in the cards for you, but we'll pull an oracle, and that way you will be able to tell if these messages will apply. Okay, Capricorn. So, someone wants to know why I call my readings, like I base my readings on like Sun and Gemini. It just means Gemini season, so it means, you know, the period that the Sun transits Gemini, which is, you know, late May through June. It's mostly June, and that's why they're usually kind of, they come out during that month. Anyway, sorry for any extraneous information you didn't want to hear, but someone did. All right. I'm going to keep my pencil and paper here because I have so much info for you, and it's just so Capricorn, the note taking. I'm a rabid note taker, so like you, I have that. All right, let's get an oracle message for Capricorn. Sun, moon, rising, north node. I've already prepared these cards, but I have to do this multiple times. You want me to look at this? All right. We'll see what comes out for you. One message for Capricorn. And I will read this message to you from the book. This deck provides fantastic insight to guide our readings. Beyond that, I generally read traditionally and intuitively. Capricorn. Wow. The Seven of Chalices. This is the exact card I saw for you. Oh my gosh. I want to see if... Alright. The Seven of Chalices. The Seven of Cups. Get a good look at this. Alright. Let's see what it has for you. Horrible. Just horrible. We might just catch it on fire. It's fine. Okay. As we climb the spiral stairway toward the infinite light, we are faced with many illusions, keys to our conscious desires on the one hand, and to our unconscious expectations on the other. With each step, we are confronted with reflections that shine back at us from the deep well of our subconscious waters. What is it that the starseed seeks on his or her path through this earthly experience? There are many levels of consciousness, and great discernment is needed now. Do you aspire to wealth? Is it love you desire? Fame, knowledge, spiritual enlightenment? In this key of unlimited possibilities, the querent is invited to look into the pool of the psyche and observe what shines back. Whatever it is that we believe will give us emotional gratification as beings on the path of spirit, we're going to need to be more discerning than we ever have before. We're going to need to understand where peace, happiness, and balance truly lie. Here's some questions for you. How do you get distracted from your goal by the temptations that surround you? What are you seeking to manifest in your world? What do you consider of great value on your journey? Are you able to focus your mind on your desired outcome? Wow, fantastic. Really hammering it home, huh? So, let's generalize this energy here, and you can apply it as it is appropriate in your life. Whatever it is that you're doing, I see that in it there are so many different options, and I keep hearing modalities. There's so many modalities, and I hear modalities of healing. So perhaps if you work as a therapist, you're kind of trying to decide what to specialize in, and there are so many modalities you're interested in. I would say probably pick one. But as this card asks you, really check in with yourself. What is most important to you? If it is money that you want, which modality will be the most lucrative? If it's fame, like it's a, you know, an experimental field, which one would bring you fame for working in it? If it is spiritual connection, which one is most fulfilling to your soul in working with clients in that way? You know, that's just an example, but that's what I was getting. Okay, so Capricorn, let's pull some tarot cards for you. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Earth, Node. That one really wanted to stay, huh? The High Priestess. Checking in with your inner self. I do have a quick message though, which is, and this card reminded me to tell you, if you are a Capricorn who did go through some sort of change, like life-changing change, you might want to consider watching the Capricorn reading from, oh my god, I just realized something. This happened in the last Capricorn reading. There's a very distracting sound outside. This happened in your last reading. As I was about to tell you, if you're a Capricorn who has gone through a great change, you might want to consider watching Capricorn reading from last month, because it was probably the most intense reading I've ever done for a general group. Ever. It was so strong. It was very intense. It was actually even scary because of how important it was. And this sound happened. It was this interference trying to get to your reading to make it stop. And once again, I'm not going to stop. We're going to continue on. So please do, if you're drawn to, go watch that. It's called The Buck Stops Here. All right, you'll know if it resonates. The High Priestess. This came up and reminded me to tell you that because it was a reading that explained that you were embodied, born as a Capricorn for a very specific reason. It was sort of, I don't want to say overcoming, but reckoning with your earthly self, like what you were born into, reckoning with that to transcend in some way, it's specifically transcend. It's not transmutation, it's transcending, it's changing, it's like doing something else. You still have those experiences from where you were, but you're leaving it behind. That's what I'm getting with her. This is so weird, the sound, it's so weird. I can't even tell you. Yeah, we're really tapping in now. You are an intense sign. Let me tell you that. Mad respect. Seven of Cups again. Oh my gosh. What is it you're trying to work out, trying to decide? Let's see. Some information about this Seven of Cups to help me. Nine of Pentacles. Sort of which path to prosperity, which path to abundance, which path to fulfillment alone. I do get the sense, I mean, you don't have to be alone, you could be partnered if that's you. It's just, this is only to do with you. If you have children, this is still only to do with you. Of course, it affects the loved ones in your life, but this path, trying to decide which path to take, or working out which options work for you, it only has to do with you, your well-being, your success, your happiness, your financial abundance too. And again, she's kind of like pointing in this card to the different pentacles, kind of like this, in the same way that the Seven of Cups figure is trying to choose something or sussing out the options. I've never gotten that with the Nine of Pentacles before. This is quite lovely, quite, as I said, abundant, more interference. What's new? These butterflies around her head. It's kind of it's not the crown chakra, but it's the aura of the head, the whole head, which I've never gotten before. It's like a separate thing. Wow. Oh my. It could be something to do with feeling clear-headed for the first time in a while, perhaps, or feeling the most clear-headed. And it's not, right in the mind. That's what it is. It's not clear-headed, like a sharp insight. It's just feeling well in the mind, I think. For the first time, for the most important time so far in your life even. Or since you were a kid. Yeah, feeling well in the mental body. Some of you could be actually gardening to deal with stress or whatever issue you're working through. And I see that it's really helping. Don't get caught up in all the different options. So I see someone that's caught up with like all the different soil options, soil amendments, different theories on pruning. Just get in the garden. Intuitively feel it out. It'll be fine. You'll learn, you'll grow, you'll kill a few things. It's fine. They'll come back. The snails might be helping. Eight of Pentacles and Four of Pentacles. I saw the Four of Pentacles for you earlier. What is it, this craft that you're working on? Four of Pentacles. This Four of Pentacles is very stubborn. Also, he appears to be in a sort of prison of his own making. All right, so yeah, he's like sitting in this stature that's very confident and secure, but it's insecure because he will not let go of that pentacle. And just outside the sort of prison bars behind him is this beautiful garden. So if you're here, get to here, get outside, metaphorically or physically, but metaphorically, get out of this mental prison, this material prison. If you are still in addiction, consider not. Know that this is what's out there for you, this wellness, these butterflies, this like feeling well in your mind, in your spirit. And it can occur through hard work. So if you're feeling unsure because there's all these different ways that you could do this, if this has to do with recovery, just do some hard work and just put in the work in whichever one you choose. You can always switch, okay? But do remember, if you're overdoing it, pull back. Because if you're overdoing it, you could be putting yourself back into this prison without even being aware of it. Sure, it's not as perhaps the level of self-imprisonment is perhaps not as bad as it was, but you're still doing that to yourself. So why? All right, anything else for Capricorn with these cards? So yes, this is a pretty specific message, but I'm confident that it does follow the previous reading. So previous reading, you were deciding to leave, you were deciding to change, you were deciding to move on. Right now, it seems you have moved on, you have made the change, but you're struggling with the different options or modalities there are available to you. I would say if that's the case, put your head down, do the work on one of them. If it's not for you, change. And if you're overdoing it with doing the work, pull back because you risk putting yourself back into this prison. All right, do we want a different message for Capricorn? Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, tending the garden, assessing your past, assessing the situation, assessing what you have to do to rebuild, seeing what you've grown, perhaps feeling like you haven't done enough. And I would be really careful of that mindset, Capricorn, because I think that doing too much or having to always be doing, achieving, could have been what got you into this mess in the first place. So be careful of being worried about not doing enough. How can Capricorn heal from this? I want to know how they can heal from this. What can they do? I just heard soil amendment. So adding, I guess metaphorically, that would be adding something in that is nourishing to you. Healing, regenerative, it's generative. All right, we have death. How can Capricorn heal this energy? Death. Wow, this is like ego death, complete overhaul, complete transformation of your ways. Wow, that's not going to be easy. That's not going to be easy, but what this is asking you to do in order to escape from this is death. Absolute, complete overhaul. And I'm not getting that it's of your life, because I think that you've already worked on that issue. It's of maybe your way of being, your thought patterns, your beliefs, your core beliefs. That's what it is. It's overhaul of your core beliefs. It has to do with value. It has to do with being enough, doing enough, and being Capricorn. I can certainly see how that applies. I also got for somebody, this is quite a bit of heavy energy, but I got that you would have died if you hadn't changed. And I think that, like, learning to accepting that and like really feeling it, really feeling the gravity of it, will help you heal this energy of feeling like enough, or that you've done enough, because realizing that you could have died. I mean, that's quite serious, right? Not for everybody, but if that is you, it could like magically transform you, like realizing like, wow, it's not quite a near-death experience, but it's the realization that you could have died, and that creates some sort of overhaul in your life, you know? So the focus can move away from, have I achieved enough, to, you know, healing that energy for you. Okay, Capricorn, I'm going to pull a little bit from this other deck, and then I'm getting a message to get you one more of these oracles. Oh my god. I saw this earlier. It came out and I didn't give it to you because I hadn't shuffled yet. I knew it. I was hoping it would come out. I swear that I looked at that deck and this was not on top just like 20 minutes ago. I don't ask questions. I don't ask questions. Adept of Crystals. Give me just a second. I'm going to look into this for you. Wow. Okay. So in this book, the creator doesn't give descriptions of the actual people cards, the people keys, as she calls it. But I'll read you the adept, and then I'm going to read you crystals. The adept is well along the path of self-discovery, having learned much about his sphere of influence, but still lacking maturity. He can be mesmerized by his own wisdom, a sign of the unresolved ego, just as he can be reflective about the deeper meaning of his field of experience. Pure energy in his suit, the adept moves along the path of earthly experience seeking mastery. He is passionate, at times impulsive, filled with vitality and determination to advance in the sphere of his influence. Okay, now let's look into the crystals. I'm reading this because I know that there is some activation in these particular words that you need to hear. I know that. The suit of crystals. Shall we try this again? Voila! Traditionally considered the most dense of the suits, pentacles deal with the physical realm. Physical health and beauty, the home, work and career, wealth and possession. There you are. These are the things that define security in the material societies that we have progressed through as a species during the many millennia and civilizations that define human existence. From a higher, more conscious perspective, the crystal, flower of mineral kingdom, represents the transformative essence of the physical realm, the same values but at a higher frequency or vibration. Our bodies are filled with crystalline structures, and these retain memory at every level of our atomic and physical design. The leaves of trees, the very earth we walk on, its rich mineral kingdoms are all crystalline structures. Even our most advanced computer technologies rely upon that very basic structure of quartz, silicon, for their development. Beyond the coins and pentacles of tradition, representing material achievement, health, and physical well-being, and things that give a sense of security and belonging, the suit of crystals speaks to higher awareness of the starseed connection to the earth. If you don't identify as such, this could still be for you, okay? The incredible wisdom held within those flowers of the mineral kingdom and the beauty they bestow upon the gardens of our consciousness bring appreciation for all that is represented through Earth's unfolding. All right. Wow. So there you go. Really about higher consciousness, really about you have already taken some sort of step towards a higher understanding. You're kind of working out which path you would like to go along. This is still the hard work that you're so used to, but in a different way. It's just to be careful of getting back into this self-imposed prison or restriction here. Complete ego with... I just heard withdrawal. Wow, that's relevant. Complete ego withdrawal. Yeah, I really do feel that there's some sort of, with the crystalline structure, there's some sort of restructuring of your life that could have to do with an ego overhaul, an ego withdrawal. Ego withdrawal. That's a new one, okay? I'm going to pull you a few of these cards just to see if there's anything else, but I don't feel that there is. Let's just see what those were. King of Wands and Ace of Wands. Perhaps dreaming up a new idea or plan of action. The Star. Really healing. And it has to do with that balance that's so important. The balance between hard work and rest. Of success and already being enough. I would say that's your main message. Accepting that you are already enough without any further achievements. I know that can be really hard to believe and internalize, but I think this reading is asking you to do so. I mean, I'm being drawn to this Nine of Pentacles again. The flowers in this garden are beautiful just as they are, whether or not they've had the perfect condition of pruning and fertilizing and amending and all of that, right? They're perfect already just as they are. So any work that you do or put in, do so at your own benefit, not risk or peril. Definitely seek help if you need it. I'm just saying that if you're overdoing it, stay balanced. Okay, Capricorn. Oh, we have some more. Oh, look, these two came out. I didn't even see. The 10 of Cups and the Ace of Swords. I really do feel there's some sort of some beauty for you, some healing in the mental and emotional body, some deep sense of fulfillment that you'll find. Once you find the right modality, the right path to focus on, you will achieve this. This is really nice. With also this King of Swords and the Death card, they both have these scythe, sword, scythe. It's really cutting out what doesn't serve you, cutting out what isn't for you, cutting out, and specifically in the mental, it has to do with core beliefs that are no longer relevant to you, that have harmed you, in fact. You can't take them with you on this new path. You can't. They don't fit into your life. You can keep the hard work. You can keep the success. You can keep the being enough. But anything toxic, you have to let it go. You're being asked, excuse me, to let it go. All right? So I'm going to pull for you a little oracle card to end this reading, and I'll read this one to you as well. You're getting a lot of out of the book today, but as I said, there was something in the particular language that was an activation for somebody that needed to hear it. Quite beautiful. Okay. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node. That one or that one? Oh, okay. And purity. You have two. They wanted me to choose this time, as this deck usually does. Decks are funny, aren't they? How different they can be. I'm going to show you love because of the beautiful flowers, because we've had so many beautiful flowers. We've had garden metaphors, soil amendment metaphors, knowing that these flowers are gorgeous just as they are. And any extra energy put into them will only make them better, but they are perfect just as they are, fam. As long as they have the right amount of care. But we're going to read you purity. Okay? This is your card. Purity. I'll put this here just so you can see it. First snow. Before the first snow, the earth is dark and cold. Fallen trees from autumn storms lay haphazardly atop the decaying leaves that cover the forest floor. However, when the first snow arrives, the darkness and decomposing soil are replaced by a purity that is light and bright. In the sunshine, the individual snowflakes atop the snowdrifts sparkle with crystalline light. Wow. Harsh sounds are muffled. Sharp corners and rugged edges are muted. Everything feels fresh and new. Debris seemingly disappears beneath the pristine white landscape. Softly falling snow illuminates the environment in a diffusion of swirling forms. At night, in the light of the full moon, the first snow is glowing and serenely silent, turning everything into an enchanted fairy tale realm. In some mystical traditions, descending snow symbolizes the transmission of knowledge from a higher plane, the heavens, to the lower planes, the earth, thus bringing purity to the earth. This is kind of a repeat of the message that we got with this card, right? The sacred landscape wants you to know, no matter what has happened in the past, everything can be fresh and new again. The purity of your soul is shining through everything that you encounter. You are entering into a period of grace. Simply open your heart and know that the best is yet to be. The past does not need to equal the future. Your future can be, and will be, shimmering, sparkling, and bright. Old limiting patterns are dropping away. Recurring challenges are releasing. This is a time of redemption, forgiveness, and holy healing. Whew. Wow, Capricorn. That was quite beautiful for you. I'm sending you so much light. This was incredible. Your readings are incredible. I can feel how much work you're doing and how important you are. Seriously, you're very important. Okay, that's all for this time. I hope to see you again soon. Take care.